have no choice.
We're interrupting that report by Zaina Khodr to take you live to southern Beirut. In fact, we're in Dahiyeh, the southern suburb of the Lebanese capital, where a Hezbollah spokesman is addressing the media near the site of a recent Israeli strike. Let's listen in.
Totally residential buildings without any presence of any military activities. You can carry out your investigations, and Hezbollah media arm will be prepared to provide the necessary logistics to ensure you and the whole world that this is a savage, barbarian attack by Israel on a culture television station. This is a television station building which was leveled to the ground, does not contain any military activities. To us, the purpose of this large-scale devastation is nothing but destruction, killing, malice, and perpetrating crimes, simply repeating the crimes of Gaza. Now, Lebanon is living another Gaza. The purpose of the Israeli enemy is nothing but to perpetrate killing, to satiate their barbaric desire, bloodthirst desire. The enemy's purpose is clear. Their message to us is also clear. Systematic destruction along the southern villages and towns in al-Biqa and al-Dahiyeh, simply to turn the people against the resistance and the resistance fighter. Also, to make the rebuilding cost higher and higher by way of their systematic destruction, which is already pre-planned by the Israeli enemy. To them, we say the resistance movement is totally backed by the masses here. On the contrary, this pointless, random, indiscriminate devastation and destruction by Israel will turn the people more adamant to stand behind the resistance movement, simply because our resistance movement is our shield. There is no doubt that if the top martyr, may he rest in peace, was present today, he would have told us that we are in his heart, mind, and soul. If Nasrullah, the martyr, were among us today, he would tell the enemy that these destroyed buildings will be rebuilt in a far better way. And the masses would in turn tell him that we are ready to sacrifice our blood and soul for our homeland. By the grace of God, the leadership of Hezbollah will follow in the footsteps of Nasrullah. These flattened buildings will be rebuilt. Our fighters today were engaged in close-range fighting in Odaisseh minutes before this press conference. And what happened in Mescaf today is nothing but the tip of the iceberg of what is waiting the Israeli enemy. The total number of killings among the ranks of the enemy is high. The enemy is laying a tight lid on their losses on the front. Yet, it is got out of their control simply because their losses are clear. Every minute and so, the Israeli enemy's media come out and say that they are suffering losses on the front. Our resistance fighters are fully prepared to stand up to the enemy, confront it, repeating the same slogan, at your command, Nasrullah. I assure you, including you, the media representatives, and I assure the Lebanese people, the people of fortitude and steadfastness, and to our allies, the allies of the resistance movement in Lebanon, I assure you all that the resistance movement and fighters are well and fine. Our command and control are fine. Our resources are well and fine. The war is round, and if you had the upper hand by way of assassination, we assure you, the enemy, that this is yet the first round, and we will be rewarded with victory by God Almighty. Thank you. I assure you, this is nothing but a tip of the iceberg. What happened in Mescaf today and Maroun al-Ras and other areas, and also including Odaisseh, are nothing but the tip of the iceberg. It is the beginning of the confrontation. We are having the upper hand, yet we are acting with caution, bravery, and calm. We have sufficient numbers of brave, intrepid, well-trained fighters, and we have sufficient weapons and ammunition to defeat the aggressor enemy. Israel's superiority from the air will turn into losses on the ground, on the battlefield. Today, the al-Dahya at the southern of Lebanon is destroyed, and the enemy is saying that this is going to be another Gaza. The message is uttered clearly by the owners of the destroyed buildings. They reiterated that they are ready and prepared to sacrifice every dear and precious. We are not concerned with the enemy's statements or media. This is the moment we have been waiting for the enemy to step in, to set foot on our homeland. We are waiting, as Hassan Nasrallah said, we are waiting for your tanks to turn them ablaze once you set foot on our homeland. All our operations are disclosed openly and with transparency. This is Haj Mohammad Afif of Hezbollah.
Okay, you've been watching the live footage of what is essentially a press conference in southern Beirut that was being given by Mohammad Afif, a Hezbollah spokesperson. Now, he was addressing, you saw the media scrum around him, he was addressing the media from the site of a TV station that was destroyed on Monday by Israel. Now, he said a couple things. Number one, that there was no military activity at that TV station that was destroyed. He said that the purpose of this was not military in nature, that it was destruction for the sake of destruction, and that Israel was trying to repeat in Beirut what it has done in Gaza. That was his first point. The second point was that Hezbollah fighters, he said, are currently fighting Israeli troops near the border, and that Israel has sustained multiple fatalities, in his words, but that they are hiding the true number of fatalities and casualties. So that was coming from a Hezbollah spokesperson in Dahye at the site of this TV station that was linked to Hezbollah, according to Israel.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.